What's going on, everybody? This is Robert, and today I'm going to do a how-to on sweep picking. Yeah! Now I just got asked to do a lesson on kind of like tips, I guess you'd say, on how to sweep pick and everything. So I'm just going to kind of cover what I did to get sweep picking down a little bit, and I'm still not very good at it. I can do the 3 strings and some of the 5-string sweeps, but I'm definitely not like an arpeggio meister or anything. But yeah, here's the lesson. Okay, so to start off with, this is an exercise everybody probably hates if you've ever done sweep picking, but you know, as the title says, it's sweep picking, so the technique is how you pick. So the best way to kind of get it, because it's like you're strumming kind of, but you know, you're not playing chords necessarily like that, you're playing individual notes. So the best way to start off is to just take your left hand, if I can get my hair out of the way, and just deaden all the strings. Okay? And then maybe just do 3 strings and try to get a steady tempo, but your picking is going to be down, down, down. Okay? So you have down, 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 and then what you're going to try to do is go up. Okay, and what you're doing is, as if you watch, I'm not picking, I'm not going like this. It's all one fluid motion. And what I do is, as far as whenever I'm actually sweeping, to get it clean, is I lightly mute with the palm part right here of my right hand. Because if you watch where I put my hand at, I barely resting on the strings and on the bridge. So when I'm playing everything, I'm muting. So I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not an arpeggio. It's all got a real light mute on it. It cleans it up a lot. A lot of people use like a hairband up here, and that'll help you too. And that's usually if you're real good at tapping and doing all that stuff. But back to this thing is it's one fluid motion. It's almost like I just let the pick fall. Okay, and it's gonna sound different where you're muting it, like deadening the strings on the guitar and everything. But just try to get it to where you go down, down, down. So, but you're not going pick, pick, pick. You just almost like I said, you let your pick fall. Okay, and that is unfortunately the easy part of sweep picking, because ups are a lot harder. Because when you're going down, you kind of have gravity on your side. That's what I'm saying when you let your pick fall pretty much. Going up is probably going to be the hardest part for most people. So what you do is you just pull your pick up the same way that it went down. You're not going to go pick, pick, pick. You just up, and you want to to flow real good, like an equal amount of time between each note. So listen when I go. Then I go up. Okay, and that's the first little bit to sweep picking. You want to get that down where it flows, it's real smooth, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to add notes into it. So different arpeggios and everything. So take that and get to where you're real comfortable doing that. Just use 3 strings for now, and then we're going to add some notes into it. Because like I said, the picking is the hardest and most important part to get down on this. Okay, so here's part 2 of the sweeping exercise. So on the first one, we did the muted, down, 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 then up, up, up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add notes to these, so it's not so boring. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with 2 different G major arpeggios. The first one's going to sound like this. then the second one's going to sound like this. And the reason I was doing two of the same one is because one's going to be easier for you than the other. Me, I've never been, real good at barring my fingers across the strings. I always like doing the ones that were more that. They're both G major arpeggios. One's going to be easier for you. I recommend at first take the easier one and then try to do the harder one, because you want to get the technique down and sounding good as quickly as possible, because you want to stay motivated at it. Okay, so the first one that we're going to do that's G major is going to start right here on the 7th fret. And we're on the G string, so 7th fret on the G. Then you go to the 8th fret on the B. Then you're going to hit the 7 on the high E. Okay, so we got 7 on the G, 8 on the B, 7 on the E. So those are, as far as your picking goes, you go down, down, down. Okay, so then the next part, if you notice there's a pull off in here, so you're going to do an up pick on the 10th fret on the high E, and you're going to pull off to the 7th fret. Okay, and then when you go to the 8th on the B, because you're just going back down that same pattern, you're going to do another up pick. Okay, and you go to the 7th on the G, and up again. Okay, and like I said earlier, you don't pick like what you normally would. If you watch my hand, this is how it would look if I was picking it. Just going. When you're sweeping it, it's real smooth. And you can see that, the picking has more of a poppy movement, and then the sweeping, just real nice and even. It's just, your hand looks real steady while you're doing it. So just really take the time and spend it on getting it down clean. Because if you go slow and get it down clean now, you're going to be able to play fast and clean later instead of sloppy. Okay, so that's the first G major one that we're going to be working with. The next one, you're going to go all the way down to the 12th fret on the G, and these are both 3-string arpeggios, so you got the 12 on the G, 12 on the B, then you're going to go to the 10th fret on the high E, so those are all down picks, down, down, down. Then you're going to do an up pick and pull off from the 15 all the way to the 10th. Okay, and then you're going to go back to the 12 on the B, 12 on the G. Okay, like I said, as you can tell, I'm not real good at those. Okay, and as far as when we're playing these, once you get them down comfortable, we're going to cycle the licks, and that's going to change your picking a little bit. Because this is the note that you start on each time. So when we're cycling them, your picking is going to be down, 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 then up, pull off, up, then you're going to go back to that down. Because you want it to keep going. Okay, so those are just kind of some pointers on how to sweep pick and everything. And like I said, I'm always lightly muting. You don't want to do a real heavy mute, because then you're gonna, well, for one, if you have a Floyd Rose like mine, you're gonna push it out of tune. But you're also, it kills the sound of it. So you want real light. This is what it sounds like unmuted when I do it. See how you can kind of hear the other notes ring out a little bit, and then this is it muted. It makes the notes die, the second die. This kills notes. It just makes the notes die as soon as you let go of them. And it stops the sound, and you're on to the next note.